The Estolian way, deity knows all you need. Happiness will sway, a germinating seed. Introspection, intervention, concatenation, amalgamation.
Slavery in the ancient world was quite different from what it was in the 19th century. Personal dignity was afforded most slaves in antiquity, even if they had few personal rights. Most of the time, they could form lasting relationships and could raise their children. Regardless of the differences between those two worldviews, Zacharias and his descendants were all adamantly opposed to the concept of curtailing the free will of any person. Meredith Zakarian, History of Estolia.
He was 29, and in 6 weeks he would be 30. By the traditions of the Estolian faith, he would be turning down the most acute blessings available if he did not consummate his union with the keeper of his soul on the night he turned 30. He would have a full year during which he would still be able to marry and reap most of the blessings promised to the children of Zacharias. Or, in his case, a full year to avoid the temptation to trample on the rights of some woman. He closed the ensayo and replaced it among the many others on his shelf. After a momentary hesitation, he picked up an ornate old-style scroll and slipped the band off it. It was his blessing at 18. The parts of the blessing regarding his future romantic prospects were very specific and, in his case, they were the opening salvo in a document he otherwise revered.
Dominic Augustus Zakarian, deity knows your heart, and knows how giving your nature is, how grateful you are to have a wonderful brother like Gregorio, and you are to be commended that your heart is so pure in its love of others. Deity is aware of your concerns about the Estolian way, and knows that you harbor doubts and have made decisions as to how you are going to live your life based on those same doubts. This blessing is given to you in the light of those doubts and in the hope that they are fully addressed by the words within. You will be gifted with the aura of the woman who will keep your soul. In the radiance of her aura, you will find answers to many of your questions. You will realize how much deity cares for the daughters of Estolia, for their freedoms and faith. Your own faith and devotion will be tested, but you will be pleased with the outcome, and this is a solemn promise direct from deity. Your literary talent is also a gift from deity. With it you will...
He did not finish reading the blessing. The rest had little to do with his romantic future. He rolled it up and secured it again, placing it back on the shelf. He had been tempted by many beautiful women over the years, but none had really moved him to break the vow he made to himself as a young man. His Bendelora was inspired by deity, and that his father was one of the best keepers, but he planned to make sure that his blessing did not come true, to exercise the free will bestowed on all Estolians. Gregorio's wife, Wraith, was extraordinarily special, and he was grateful that his brother realized his dreams. She was the most wonderful sister-in-law he could have wished for, and the gentlest keeper of a man's soul he had ever met. He was thankful that his brother's chosen pathway led him to happiness, but it was not Dominic's path. This, of course, was why he absented himself from his family. They wanted him to be happy, wanted him to find a woman to keep his soul. But he did not wish to risk being overcome with the desire to abduct or seduce any woman. His only option was to remove himself from temptation. When he was 31, he would return to Estolia and study the sparse record of Sebastian from that first generation of Estolians. The records stated that he was celibate all the days of his life. He closed the glass-fronted bookshelf and turned away from the collected writings of Estolia. It was time to pick up the woman who would be his assistant for the next year.
Introspection, intervention,